morning, everybody. Welcome into the stream. Happy to see everybody out there tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. We've got a couple of projects to work on tonight. Pretty excited to dive into them with you guys. Got one box to open, and then I also made the trip to the hobby shop today, so I figured I'd take you guys through what I got there. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. Looks like we got Adam and Brandon and B.N. Ironwood, Rick and Sean out there. Welcome into all of you guys. Happy to see you guys here. Yeah, let's just dive right into it. I'm gonna get this box open, and then we'll explain kind of what we got going on. This is from my good buddy Brian at Mountain Subdivision Hobbies. Always appreciate getting packages from him because they're always shipped very quickly. Here's the first thing, which actually I kind of forgot I ordered, but I'm glad it's going to be perfect timing to have them. These are the horns for the SD40-2 projects. A couple of RS5Ts. That's standard equipment on the GWT. And then I also got a decoder buddy, which after I ordered this, I realized I thought I had one on hand, but I don't. So unfortunately, I had to order a second one that'll be here probably either tomorrow or Wednesday. We'll see. But yeah, a couple of things in there. I've got the paint booth camera, which I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I've got the paint booth camera set up, so we'll be doing a little bit of painting tonight, including getting those primed. But like I said, I also went to the hobby shop today and wanted to just quickly take you through a few of the things that I got there. I just got another fine tip paintbrush. Can never have too many of those. Also was low on the Tamiya style cotton swabs that I use a lot, so I had to grab some of those. I also ended up grabbing a bottle of Vallejo metallic silver. I've been using either spray paint or Tester's enamel silver every time I have to paint something silver, and both of those methods take a little bit of time to cure, so I decided it was time to get a bottle of Silver Vallejo just so that I have that on hand anytime I need to work on something that I want to cure a little bit quicker. Also just got a couple of extra mixing bottles, nothing too crazy there. And then also grabbed a bottle of Walther's Solvaset, and the reason I got the Walther's Solvaset is actually the reason this SD40-2 is back stripped down to almost bare plastic. Some of this primer did not want to come off, so I'm going to see how it'll paint from this stage, and if it looks terrible, it'll go back in the isopropyl bath, and we'll actually wait until all the primer comes off. I honestly don't have high hopes for it, but a couple of the pieces of the etched metal walkway came off. That's why you got the clamps on here and everything. So just waiting for that glue to dry, and then it'll be good to go back in the booth for primer along with the two horns. So we'll get all of that taken care of at the same time. But the reason this is back stripped down into almost bare plastic is because I had an issue arise with the decals that were on it. I released a short on it this morning, but basically some of the decals were still sitting too high. The film was so high that it was very well pronounced when I got some clear coat on there. So unfortunately, it's back down. It stinks because the chipping layer and stuff, it worked out really, really well. I was really happy with how that ended up turning out. really happy with everything prior to sealing it up. So really was a bit of a bummer to have to strip it back down. But hopefully, with everything that I've learned, I'll be able to get this thing back to the level that it was at, or possibly even better. In the Solva set, thankfully, the other SD40-2 here I have not clear coated yet. So we'll also be just running a layer of Solva set on this to hopefully help reduce some of the film that's still visible on this now, but also hopefully prevent it from looking terrible once it's clear coated as well. So we'll probably start there just because I'm just waiting on some glue to dry on those etched metal pieces on the other 40-2 before we get started on that. We've also got some LED work to do tonight. I probably won't install this decoder buddy just because I've got two different cameras set up and I've only got two mounts for cameras for the live streams, and neither of them are on the soldering station right now. So yeah, hopefully everybody out there is doing well. I'm glad to see you guys again. As you guys know, last week I did not stream. Unfortunately we lost our dog Belle over the weekend, last weekend, and last Monday just did not feel like a streamable night. Didn't feel like I was up for streaming. So feeling a little bit better this week. Still miss Belle a lot, but able to function as a normal part of society again, at least. Yeah. Joey, welcome in. Mitch, welcome in. Seth, welcome in. Happy to see you guys. Joey's been busy at work with a bunch of Circa stuff today, which the rest of the Circa crew certainly appreciates. Looking forward to the presence that we're going to be able to have at Springfield, thanks in majority part to Joey's efforts. He's been doing a ton of graphic design work and work for us to get our mailers and all of our graphics ready to go. So really appreciate his effort on that, that's for sure. All right, so this is my first time using Solvaset, so I'm looking forward to seeing. I've heard that it's much more aggressive than Microsol, so I'm hoping it really helps the decal film settle in so that it's not quite as visible. I heard it's also a lot more aggressive at taking off decals as well, which is pretty cool. Let's see if I can get you guys zoomed in just a little bit here. So far, really loving the new stream setup. I think it's working out really well for me, having everything the way that I do. The computer's up and elevated a little bit more and off of the workbench surface, so I don't have to worry about bumping into it and stuff as I'm working, which is great. More aggressive, absolutely. That's what I'm counting on, Joey. Hoping this is aggressive enough to get rid of the film layer sitting so high that that you could see it through the clear coat very prominently. It's never seems possible to get rid of the decal film entirely, but it was really bad on that model, and I had done so much just trying to get rid of it that it ended up just not looking good at all. So it's time to just restart. I did a couple layers of dark washes trying to just grime it up. I did a couple extra layers of clear coat, which just turned out to be a poor choice. I ended up losing a lot of the detail in the molded on sections of the locomotive, so just ultimately didn't seem to want to work out. So restarting had to happen, which is certainly unfortunate, but glad to have had it started now instead of, you know, last minute when I'm trying to get these things ready to go. My goal was to have these ready for Springfield. I don't know that that's gonna happen for the chipped out BNCCS one at this point. I'm hopeful that this OLS one, the Operation Lifesaver one, I should still be able to do. Which, by the way, I think this is everybody's first time actually seeing the OLS unit on stream. I've posted it on my Discord and I think on Facebook as well, but we slightly adapted the scheme to add an Operation Lifesaver logo in there, which I think looks really cool. We just kind of used a smaller decal and stuck it in on the back side of it. The Operation Lifesaver decals are just from Circus City, and they work out well. I think I'm happy with how that's looking overall, for sure. Okay, we're gonna let that layer of Solvaset dry on there. Make sure we cap this up so that it doesn't spill. Hey John, welcome in. Yeah, I'm bringing Circus stickers to the Coco RPM. That's awesome. Exciting for sure. All right, let's get these horns prepped and ready. You can see, unfortunately, on both of them, a couple of the bells are kind of bent. So I'll have to get those kind of bent back into place before I get it painted. I'm guessing that's got something to do with it being pulled straight out of a warm mold and not having the proper chance to cool to keep its shape. I can't imagine that's damaged in shipping sort of deal. Trying to be careful not to weaken anything too far. There we go. That one looks better now. So what's everybody else got on their workbenches? Everything's a little quiet tonight for some reason. Need to hear what everybody else has got going on. Hopefully there's some people out there planning on attending the Rochester RPM and they're working on projects for it. There we go. That one's looking pretty good. Let's see if this is dry. Yeah, like I said, I'm not expecting a whole heck of a lot from this shell trying to prime it, but the thing is, I used Tamiya primer on this for the first time, and I've discovered that Tamiya primer holds a lot better than True Color primer does, unfortunately. So, painting 1008 plows, awesome. And Mitch is working on homework. Oh boy, lots of fun. But yeah, so the primer just didn't come off very well. So I've got really low hopes as far as getting this, back to an acceptable level. But I figured I would try it now rather than, waiting for the isopropyl to do more work, because it had already been in the vat for way too long. So anyway, let me get you guys over to the paint booth camera here, and we'll get to work over there. Hopefully I don't know why just kicked everything on and my paint booth didn't come on, or my airbrush didn't. There it goes. Okay. Waiting for Fusion to send you your decals. Oh, that's a bummer, Tim. You don't have to have anything ready to attend the RPM. You can just attend it as a regular attendee. Lakeshore's also just needs help running it too, if you're up for assisting with that. Okay, I was getting you guys flipped over to the paint booth camera. There we go. Okay. That's not my primer. Let's see. I have a custom mix of white that I was using for the reefers that I've just finished for Brandon. And I thought that was my primer at first, but it's not. Primer is in a different bottle. Still needs to be shaken a little bit more. Start by getting these horns into primer quickly. Whoops. Just got an old pair of tweezers that I use for this sort of thing. Flung that all the way to the back. For some reason, this one, the little stanchion it's supposed to be drilled in is very, very tiny. I think I got everything covered there. And for this one, I'll just use a clip here. Maybe I won't actually, hang on. Realized I can't really get to the underside very well with that clip. I got everything there. Awesome. So that means we should be good to move on to the SD40-2, which I just need to find my platform that I put things on when I'm painting them. I'm going to quickly try to get, so what I like to try to do is get all the nooks and crannies first. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to put it on my little stand that I've got. But I usually like to try to get like the walk or the stepways are one of the first things I like to get. And then once I'm doing the full body, I'll make sure it's on something where I'm not touching it. Now I should be able to get like the back sides. This. Okay. Now I'm to a point where I probably want to put this on my little stand so that I don't mess anything else up. Now it's going to be, this is my stand that I use, you know, kind of put it like this and work on it. But I also still have to get the underside here real quick. Could be a bit of a challenge. Like I said, I try to do all the nooks and crannies first. I find that ends up working out to a much cleaner paint job when everything's said and done. Gotta reload the hopper with a little bit more primer, and then we'll hopefully be good to go. It's interesting, this primer has been pre-thinned, and I don't know that the thinner is bonding with it well, but we'll roll with it for now. Like I said, I've kind of got low expectations for this actually working out anyway. Do all the ends now. It's usually the next thing that I do. The nose is next. Yeah, I'm not loving how that nose looks. Walkway's done. Kind of already had this walkway done, but we'll just come back at it one more time. Okay, now I'm going to do the sides. Including those grills. And then I saved the top for last because that's really what you're looking at most on these models is the top. So I like to make sure that that's the cleanest, least risk of overspray sort of area on the whole thing. Other than the nose, I'm pretty happy with how this looks. It's kind of a bummer because I might end up being redone completely because of the nose. We'll see. Just need to redo the dynamic brake hatch now, so let me get that ready to go. Almost made it. Just need to put like a splash more primer in this thing and then it's good. Pretty good. Even if I've got to redo the rest of it, I'm pretty happy with how the dynamic brake hatch ended up turning out. So that should be good to go at least, no matter what. Okay, get this spray gun cleaned out, and then we'll head back over to the other area. Pour my excess paint back into the bottle. Typically I'd use acetone to clean this out, but I'm actually out right now. I forgot to grab more last time I was at the hardware store. But when I clean it, I usually just wipe it out with a paper towel first to get any excess paint that I can. And then I'll either use acetone, mineral spirits, or the thinner of choice to clean out the airbrush. In this case, I'm going to use the thinner of choice because unfortunately I don't have acetone. I'll usually just let it bubble up to break up some of the stuff that's dried on, and then I've got like this little Tupperware thing that's got some nasty water in it that needs to get emptied. Scrub it out again. A little more thinner through it. And then I'll just run this whole cup through just to really get it cleaned out. I am just about due for a complete deep clean on this thing. I usually try to deep clean it like once or twice, depending on how heavily I'm using it, once or twice a week. Lately I've been using it very heavily, so it's due for one for sure. Alright, let's head on back over to the normal workbench here and get the paint booth shut off and everything. It's a lot quieter in here without the paint booth on. Hopefully you guys didn't hear much of it though. Alright, we got a lot more people in the chat. Let me catch up with everybody. Dennis is in. Welcome in. Oh, sorry to hear that, Tim. Matt's here. Welcome in, Matt. Steve's here. Welcome in, Steve. Montana Northern's in. Welcome in. And Dale's here. Welcome in, Dale. Dale is a Lake Shores member. We were just at Dale's layout for the round robin, the Lake Shores round robin last week. Had a blast operating his layout. It's a new one for our round robin calendar. Layout itself ran absolutely fantastic. Not a ton of issues overall. I don't think any major ones really. Op scheme was good, but we're also looking forward to helping him enhance it a little bit as well, so that should be good. Okay, I think we're ready to do another coat of Solvaset on this quickly. Oh, Chris is here, Captain Echo's here, welcome in. Captain Echo, what is... You're in my Discord server, but I can't remember what your actual name is, but welcome, Captain Echo. So it actually depends on what type of paint as far as what the dry time is. So the paint that I just used is a solvent-based paint called True Color paint. That stuff will probably, honestly, be dry enough that I could do another coat by the end of the stream. If you use something like an enamel-based paint, that stuff takes a lot longer to dry. We're talking like 24 to 48 hours. Acrylics dry pretty quick as well. You're probably talking an hour and a half to 2 hours, and that's dry to the touch itself. But yeah, just depends on the type of paint. I actually have plans as soon as these two SD40-2s are done. When I build my SW8 that I've already got on hand, I have plans to do a series. I'm kind of walk through not just custom painting, but kind of the philosophy I used when developing my freelance altogether. So I'm really excited to share that with everybody. It's going to kind of be an entry-level crash course into creating a freelance. So I'm planning on, going through the research phase that I went through to create my freelance. I'm planning on going through the paint scheme design phase that I did for my freelance, including showing how I designed the decals and sent them to Fusion Scale to be printed, which I hope is going to be a really valuable video for a lot of people. And then the final video will be a comprehensive video on how it is that I custom paint things as well. So should be a really cool video series. It's going to take me a long time to film it, but I hope that it's going to be of significant value to a lot of people. So looking forward to doing it. Yeah, Joey, I can definitely tell that the Walthers Solvacen is more aggressive than the Microsol already. I'm really happy with how this is looking so far, for sure. So happy with that. Okay, so what's next on the schedule? I have a couple other things to do tonight. If we have time, I actually was thinking we may go over to the Fremo modules and run a little bit of operations. We'll see if we end up having time for that or not. I'm not sure just yet. Right now, though, we are going to work on getting the ditch lights in their housings, which I first need to... there's my ditch lights. So here's the housings, and then the LEDs for the ditch lights are these ones that I'm pulling in here. So we're going to work on getting those in, and then getting the layer of Testors Clear Part Cement on for their backing. And that's going to be, I think that's really, there's a little bit more maybe I can do tonight, but not a ton for these freelance SD40-2s. I'm really looking forward to getting these done, but we'll see. Ooh, a nice Proto 2000 GP30. Yeah, that'd be cool, Mitch. Beauty of those things is you can still find them pretty common on deck. But if you don't find them on deck, they strip really easy. So it's a really smooth locomotive to custom paint. Ray, welcome into you. Yep, number 99. I was debating trying to be a smart aleck and trying to time it right to be 100, but Ray put out an email last night that we were down to 2 cars left in the around the layout special run box cars, and I figured I started to get scared that, oh no, maybe both of them sold last night and I should probably just try to get my order in. Oh, that lens just popped right off the LED, so I guess we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. These ones are the Scale Sound Systems housings, which I really like for this particular style of ditch lights. Rob, yes, thanks, Rob. I gotta catch up on these chats. All right. Gotcha, Mitch. Very cool. What do I need help with, Dennis? I must have missed something there. I like to use these applicators not just for paint, but also for fine application of super glue. Okay, actually, didn't even need it for that though. So I already asked this once tonight, but it seems like we've got a lot more people in the chat now. So if anybody's got any fun projects they want to talk about, feel free to share them in the chat, and be happy to see what everybody else is working on. Okay, we'll set that one off to the side and then hope that the rest of these aren't going to be as big of a problem. Oh, with the freelance video? I think I should be good. I've got pretty much the outlines of everything pretty well planned out. I think I've got my own, unique way of thinking and planning things that I'd like to share with everybody. So, oh, I just busted that one off too. Maybe it's time to just give up on this method and plan on just putting the lenses into the housings first before I do this. Bummer. Tom, welcome in to you as well. Hope you're doing good. Willow Creek, welcome into you as well. Happy to see you here. Got the RS11 stripped and ready to reorder decals. Awesome. Yeah, Dale, I'm excited to see how that progresses, that's for sure. Oops, goof that up a little bit. One of the ideas I left Dale's with is the idea that one of the jobs on his layout could use just a little bit more to keep an operator busy. And we came up with noticing the perfect place to add on to his layout. You know, I'm a poor influence on everybody, so I, of course, ended up encouraging Dale by the time I left to add on to his layout, and he really liked the idea, which makes sense for Rochester, of putting in a marine to rail cement transload, which will be really cool because Rochester does get a ton of cement by boat on the Great Lakes, so it makes sense that you know, there could be the potential for a rail to marine transload as well. Busy but good, Tom says. Awesome. Adam's back and making second dinner. Is this like the Hobbits, Adam? Second breakfast and also second dinner? Yeah. Looking forward to seeing that progress, Mitch. Was excited to see that you got track in today and that turnouts and cork are next. Pretty cool. If you really wanted to save some costs, you could probably lay track right on the foam if you really wanted to. Depends on how well maintained you want to portray your track being. If you want it to look like a beat down, you know, branch line, laying it right on the foam isn't the worst idea, just because it'll look nice and flat. And of course, there goes none of these ditch lights or these LEDs wanted to stay put. I may revert to just using this method of pre-gluing the LED to the lens just for the details west housings, because I still think it works pretty good there. Bicycle tourists always have good looking for G&W decals for the Dash 9s. I don't know. I feel like somebody's made those, Tom. I just don't know who. Maybe Circus City? Not 100% sure. I'd be willing to bet that somebody's going to do the decals for the 250th anniversary, you know, units that they're doing. Can't really call it a centennial. The America 250 units. That's the word I'm looking for. We actually get, oh, we got lucky, and a single one of these is good to go. It didn't fall off the end. Highball might have them. I have a set of G&W decals, but they're not for the Dash 9 specifically. And I think the ones I have are, I think it's just G&W that's on the sheet. I don't think I have B&P, if that's what you're looking for, or anything like that on them. I gotta clear out this clear part cement tube before I can get it out. I think it's almost time for a new bottle of this Tester's Clear Part Cement. Fully admit I'm not responsible when it comes to these bottles, and I usually leave it out too long. It clogs up. You got the Heritage. Okay, perfect, Brandon. Awesome. Okay, hopefully I've got this nozzle pretty well cleared out now. Perfect. All right, we'll get the clear part cement on as the backing for these. And we won't do it tonight, but the next step will be a layer of silver paint, and then we'll go over it with black to ensure that there's no additional light bleed to deal with out of the back, ideally at least. Inevitably, it always seems that there's some with these 3D printed housings. Excited to see what you come up with there, Tom, for that G&W-9. Keep me posted. Okay, so those are good. Let's see. Yeah, this nose. Oh, I'm frozen. Why did I freeze? Am I back to being good? Nope. Come on. Sorry, everybody. I don't know why that keeps happening. I can't remember what it is that I usually do to quickly fix it either. Maybe it's just unplug and replug the camera. I can't remember. Ay, ay, ay. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm a little bit bummed. The nose on this SD40-2 is pretty much the only thing that I'm not impressed with how the new layer of primer came out. So I think I'm going to bite the bullet and put it back in the ISO. Unfortunately. But oh well. Rather have a project look good when it's done than, you know, force something to look good. So Okay, well, that's pretty much all I had to work on at the bench tonight. So, I was kind of thinking it'd be fun to run some trains. So I'm gonna get the mobile camera moved over to the Fremo modules, and I think we're gonna just operate a little bit. I think we'll have some fun with the proto throttle and see what sort of trouble we can get into over here. Wish I had a couple of different mobile cameras for stuff like this. Be nice to just be able to flip right over. All right, let's see what we can do here. No, I'll probably be done at 7, Dennis. No worries. Perfect. We went right over to it in the... All right, here we go. Just make sure I got my mobile chat set up on the phone now. All right. Don't need my gloves on anymore either. Yeah, I'm on mountain time. Or at least that's the excuse I'll go with. No, I'll be done at 9 tonight, Dennis. All right, let me get the layout fired up, get the proto throttle in my hand. I also need... Oh, you guys, I don't know if you guys will hear that because you're on my phone mic, but the crazy story. I picked up a couple of reefers, and some of you might have seen a Facebook post about this, but I picked up a couple of reefers at a train show the other day, and they were 20 bucks a piece. Great deal. So I figured I had to get them, even though I had no idea what I was going to do with them. I knew Brandon, NYSNW out there, did have some reefers as a part of his op scheme, or his freelance story rather. So I decided, you know what, I'll see if he wants to kind of collaborate together and kind of work on getting a freelance reefer car designed. So I designed up the decals for that for him using his existing logo, but did make a couple of adjustments to it just for fun, and got those ordered from Fusion Scale, got them in, and got this reefer car completed, and then I go to put it down on the layout for the first time while it was powered on, because I had it on the layout just for photos, but not while it was on. And sure enough, the thing, a generator purrs to life on this reefer car. I had no idea that these Athearn Genesis reefers had sound in them. Pretty crazy. I got them for 20 bucks a piece, which was pretty cool. So Alright, we got the proto throttle fired up. Let's fire up the engine. I'm not sure how much you guys will be able to hear with the noise cancellation in my microphone. Yeah, definitely got to get set up, Dennis. Alright, so here we go. We are pretty much ready to operate. Just gonna do, nothing too crazy. Just fiddle around with the proto throttle a little bit. Got a couple of cars for the scrap siding and a couple for the transload warehouse. Maybe we'll spot up a couple salt hoppers on the team track as well. See how well we can follow the engine around with the phone on the gimbal. Easy. Need to fiddle with the speed settings on this GP30. They're a little jumpy still. I also need to work on building a couple of end-of-track modules, just like foot-long stubs, so that I've got enough headroom to actually use this as a dedicated switching layout. Hey Ted, welcome in. Happy to see you. Had a blast watching your Allagash stream the other day. Really looking forward to seeing the conclusion of that. Definitely a couple things I want to do on these Fremo modules. Want to get some scenery down. The switches are also all protruding out of the side frames. I'd like to get them inset a little bit, just so that I don't have to worry about laying them flat anymore. But yeah, getting scenery down would be great. Be happy to do that. Well, there you guys can see my view of you guys from the mobile chat. Yeah, looking forward to Saturday. I should be around this Saturday, next Saturday, and the one after that, of course, probably not. I doubt you're going to go 2 Saturdays from now either, though, because that's, or maybe it's 3 Saturdays from now, that's Springfield. Yeah, it's 3 Saturdays. All right, so I guess by natural selection, we're going to end up doing the scrap siding first. See a familiar face here on this gondola first out. It's quote-unquote empty, except for the scraps that somebody left in there. Somebody cleaned it out. How rude. I'm just kidding. That's the B and CCS gondola that Dennis did up for me that I'm immensely appreciative of. Make the cut here. I just borrowed this other scrap car that's in the siding off the main layout, just so that I had a loaded scrap car for this ops. Doesn't want to disconnect. We're just going to do it by hand. If me moving things around makes anybody seasick, just let me know. I'm happy to leave it in a fixed position if I need to. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Yeah, I'm glad I got these Fremo modules set back up though, because I I ran a little bit on Sunday, and man, it just felt nice to kick back and run a train. For some reason, I just like the simplicity of the op scheme over here on the Fremo modules a little bit more than the main layout sometimes. Okay, good hook. There we go, generator car just kicked on again. Listen to the Springfield primer for around the layout today. That was exciting. Looking forward to that for sure. Can't wait to see everybody. I know I got a couple of people that I've met online that I'm finally get to meet in real life this this upcoming Springfield, which will be fun. I know, like I said, Joey's been fast at work getting a whole bunch of stuff designed for us for the Circa. We're gonna have some stuff with Chris at the Home Shops booth. He was gracious enough to allow us to put a little bit of our marketing material at his booth, which was awfully kind. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do, dang it. So we certainly appreciate Chris doing that for us. And then Joey, myself, and Dennis will be walking around at the show with free samples of Circa decals, so be sure to stop us if you want a free set of sample Circa decals, because we'll be happy to provide them to you. We'll have everything. We will have N-scale and HO scale Circa decals, Circa partner decals for the Class 1s, and then ARC decals for anybody modeling prior to 2002. So anything that you need, we will have. Yeah, once my oops, yeah, that's good. Once my salt train is kind of built out, the next task I think I'm going to be working on freelance-wise is some freelance scrap cars. Because as you can see, you might be able to see, you might not, the high-sided gon here is actually a GVT-owned scrap gon. So I'm going to try to replicate that as far as the freelance is concerned, having their own scrap gons as well. That'll do there. Go. All right, bring her ahead. Now what I actually have to do is pull that loaded gon and put it back in the siding for now, just because I don't have enough headroom to do the next move that I need and get to the transload warehouse. Stumble by the Fremo layout. You've got plenty of them. I don't know what you're talking about. That decal sheet I did for you for the Shenango Connecting's got a bunch of them on it. Welcome back in, Tom. Sometimes it's also just nice to hang out with you guys and operate as well. Always fun. lots of projects to work on, but also always good to just sit back and relax a little bit too. I'm going to pull this full cut forward just a little bit. Cut the box cars here, cut from the box cars. You can see pretty much a big cut of salt that I just kind of have over here on the Fremo layout for display purposes. All the freelances that have contributed salt cars are in there. Still need to work on Dennis's that he surprised me with. It needs metal wheels and a good weathering, but you'll see in a minute that I at least got the box car that he painted for me weathered up now. If you saw the post on the GWT Facebook page, which admins, if you could do me a favor and throw a link to the GWT Facebook page specifically down in the chat, posted about that particular boxcar. Kind of weathered it up to have a cool story, which I think is pretty unique. That's one of the things that's made me kind of fall in love with freelance model railroads in general, is the ability to storytell that you really just sometimes don't have the chance to do on prototypes. Oops. But when I pull it out, I'll try to remember to tell you guys the story behind that. Also need to figure out why this GP30 constantly is throwing handbrake sounds. Gonna go anywhere? There we go. Thanks, Brandon. Yeah, so that's the GWT Facebook page. Essentially, that'll be where I'm posting stuff specifically about like operations on the GWT. You know, kind of almost treating it like it's a business page for the real GWT railroad. Projects and stuff I'll still post about on the Paul Stamps Finger Lakes Facebook page, which if you're a YouTube only person and don't make it over to Facebook often, you're missing out on a little bit of stuff because I post pretty frequently over there, but you're really missing out on stuff if you're not in the Discord, because that's where I end up posting a lot more of my work in progress stuff, so check it out if you want to. Alright, we're going all the way over to the other track, so let's see if we can get away with following it this time. So the new package I just got in for the main layout. Got a piece of lighting gear in there. Someday I'll have to get back to actually working on that. I don't know, lately I've just been kind of working on what I have motivation for, and it's been freelance for the last couple of months. This hobby gets really boring if you force yourself to work on things that you don't have motivation for. Thanks for posting the Discord link too, Brandon. Man's on top of it. While you're at it, Brandon, feel free to... Oh, I'm going to miss my switch here. Oh, no. I missed my switch. Get it. pulled back forward here. But yeah, Brandon, while you're at it, if you want to post a link to the Shenango Connecting Facebook page for people, feel free. Brandon just started his own freelance Facebook page for his railroad, which is pretty cool. And you're about to actually see a Shenango Connecting, oops, sorry to shake you guys, Shenango Connecting reefer, because that's what's making all that noise in the transload warehouse. And also notice that I got a little bit of scrap backdrop up behind the transload warehouse, which I'm really happy with. You know, the ability to just take some pictures that don't show cement wall behind the transload warehouse scene. I think I'm actually convinced enough that I'm gonna create a dedicated actual Batavia backdrop for behind this section of the Fremo modules eventually. But yeah, here we go. These are the two boxcars that I've been talking about. And actually, I'll just kind of, once I get clear of the switch, stop and talk about them a little bit. Oh, keep going. Ran out of momentum. So yeah, this first one, this is a Shenango Connecting reefer car for Brandon's freelance, the Shenango Connecting, and we're calling it Frozen River Flyer Service. I don't know if it's going to be too blurry for you to see the logo here that we came up with. This is his normal freelance logo. Yeah, it might be too blurry. Just with some icicles hanging off of it. And then down here it says Frozen River Flyer. So that's going to be the name of that's his name train for reefer service, which should be pretty cool. And then the other boxcar here is the BNCCS boxcar that Dennis did for me a couple of months ago. This I bought a couple of undecorated Intermountain boxcars at a train show. Another thing where I kind of actually. Funny enough, from the same guy who sold me these reefers, I bought this boxcar and a couple others, just at two different train shows. But yeah, I bought some undeck Intermountain Pullman Standard boxcars, sent this to Dennis to get painted and decaled in his scheme, and then he sent it back to me and said, weather it up. So I obliged. The other day, I channeled my inner Teddy D and did a quick and dirty weathering. Took me a couple hours to get this thing looking the way that it does now. A little grimy. I tried my hand at some freehanded graffiti that I'm really not happy with how it turned out. I need to go back to using a brush for it instead of just the straight up marker, I think. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. I may come back and go over the top of that stuff with other decals. But the cool story behind this car is that we're saying that essentially when it got to GWT property, we noticed that there was a leak when we opened it up in the transload warehouse. And as is Circa protocol, we replaced the roof panels on property instead of waybilling it home shop for repair. That's one of the cool benefits of Circa membership, is that you're supposed to be able to get the same level of service on every single Circa member property, the same flat rate for repairs as well, so it's always cost effective. So we replaced two of the roof panels, and you can kind of see a little bit of the sealant that we put on as well. Everything worked out really, really well as far as that weathering project was concerned. And now the car tells a story, which is also really, really cool, in my opinion at least. Okay, but anyway, let's finish the switch here. CNY version of Walmart Great Value Railroad. Ah, come on, Brandon. You might ship Great Value produce, but doesn't mean you're a Great Value Railroad. Or maybe you want to be a Great Value Railroad. I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. All right, we're well clear of the switch here. You can see these other two boxcars. This is pretty much a full freelance op session we're doing here. Really, there's two Gons on this train that aren't freelance, and that's it. HPF is not a Circa member, got it. Yeah, a couple of home shops cars here. I need to follow along with Ted's tutorial on that Allagash box car and get this one taken care of and weathered up. Farland Terminal as well. I'm excited to see what other freelance cars are coming out of home shops anytime soon as well. I'm kind of hooked now with those two. And gonna have to figure out some way to sort of freelancify my Around the Layout box car that I pre-ordered as well. Alright, so I suppose we'll put a couple of salt cars on the team track, just because we still got plenty of time. Great value when it comes to shipping rates, nice. Really like using this gimbal for op sessions, just because I don't have to ever pick up the camera and shake it around. ATLP policies better mirror your organizations. All right. Are you sure, Ray? I was almost thinking I might want to patch it out for HPF. Hey, Split Rock, welcome in. Happy to see you here. Doing a little operating on the Fremo modules tonight for Talkin trains. We normally are at the workbench a lot of nights, but decided tonight to have a short night at the workbench and then come have some fun operating. Yeah, Ray, I thought it might be fun to patch out one of the ATLP box cars for HPF. Oops. All right, we're going to pull probably these first two salt cars and say that they're team track bound for Genesee County's road salt needs. You can see that first one on the train is going to be recognizable, or at least it would be recognizable if you saw the other side of the car. This is another Circa members freelance. The Salt City Railroad of Joey of Late Night Hobby. It's yours, do as you wish. We'll see. I'm sure I'll figure out something fun to do with it, Ray. Yeah, there's our pepper car. Salt City Railroad's got a smart aleck graffiti artist, just like GWT does. There's has the pepper tag, as you can see, and then a shiny, brand new, just painted, as far as era is concerned, GWT salt hopper that has no idea what a tough life it has in store for it, hauling road salt across the Northeast. Paul's patching his out nice. Yeah, I don't know. Mine might stay stock and just stay a display piece, but I don't know. It seems a shame to have such a nice car and not run it, you know. Oh, I left the switch lined into the transload. Ay, ay, ay. Can't talk and operate at the same time. If Heath was here, he could have told you that. So busy talking when I was at his layout, because everybody's in the same, you know, footprint. You're not all out on your own operating that railroad. You're within the same confines, so you just end up talking to everybody while you're operating. Boy, did I take a little longer than I would have liked. Yeah, I got to see if Paul, speaking of Mr. Kassar, is going to get some Circa decals ordered to head on over to the Sydney RPM with you. He said he was gonna. I don't know if the orders come through yet or not. Oh, good. That one's already lined right. These Fremo modules are also at a really great height for operating too. I'm going to have to be a lot more careful once I get them scenic though, not to put my arms on them. Must have some dirty track here. The reefer car keeps switching on and off. Also helps that this is probably the smoothest piece of railroad that I have to run. It's night and day the difference that, you know, the quality of the track work and the Pico turnouts are compared to the Atlas ones. But also, you know, between laying the track on the main layout, which is kind of my first foray into flex track, you know, compared to this, I really had to learn a lot, which is a good thing. Got to have good track work on Fremo modules. Learned a lot about wiring too, putting in the tortoises, because everything on the main layout's hand thrown. Wouldn't be scared to throw in a tortoise or two on a new main layout if I ever got to that point. No plans right now, to be clear. I have to shove the GVT loco back a little bit. Have enough space here. This is supposed to be the team track and the engine storage siding. So one of the things I'm actually very seriously considering eventually doing with these Fremo modules is actually getting them to the point where they actually match the track layout for my freelance a little bit better. Because right now, where you're looking at the scrap siding would actually be a junction for the line that runs down to Attica to interchange with Norfolk Southern on the Norfolk Southern tier. So there's a chance that I might have the ability to kind of add on a little section here. What I would probably do is not get rid of the scrap siding, but put in another right-hand number 8 right here to go into the scrap siding. And then I would take that line and bring it out and create a junction module for Fremo, which is always very useful at Fremo meets for sure. We'll see. It's not a straightforward process, but it's something that I could do. So, well, good news, Ray. Circa decals don't take up too much space. Hey, Josh. Welcome in. Oh, Josh, we don't admit to forgetting the stream here. Garrett forgot the stream for a couple of weeks in a row, which I don't know where Garrett is tonight, but, you know, maybe we need to start reminding him. No, just kidding. He's traveling at the moment. But, no. We make sure, you know, if you're a regular in the stream that you don't forget if you admit to forgetting to it. You can ask Garrett about that. Again, I love telling stories with the freelance. Those roof patches on the BNCCS car being one of them, of course. Yes, he did. Brandon, yes, he did. And apparently next Monday, that's going to be Josh. So I hope he's ready for it. I think I need to clean some track for this generator car to work out. I told Brandon after I discovered that was, you know, that was actually a sound car. I told Brandon, I don't know if I can be bothered to clean the wheels on his, so maybe I'll go do that after the stream's over. We'll see. Oh, got to disengage the brake on the proto throttle to get things to move, in case anybody's wondering. Banu will do that. Oh, poor Banu. Has he got to do everything for you, Brandon? Come on. You guys going to grow old and go to a nursing home and he's going to clean up after you and, you know, when you can't make it to the bathroom on your own, you know? Is that Banu's going to have to really do everything for you? All right, there we have it. Complete op session on the Primo modules. It's a quick little, half hour, 45-minute switch. Nothing crazy. It's the Erie trackage, Tim. So no, it's going to be the way I have to do it for the freelance modules. Is it's going to have to come off of the siding for the scrap transload, just because the way track is set up here. You go turnout and like 3 inches of track before the seam for the module, and I can't put a turnout on a seam, so I can't really have a turnout in before. So it's going to kind of have to be off of the scrap siding if I'm going to do it. But the way the trackage works actually is that the Erie line that went from Attica ultimately to Avon is actually was kind of a diamond just about right here. As far as the trackage is concerned. So I'm thinking what I might do to kind of say that GWT updated the op scheme, or the trackage, just to make more sense for them, is I might say that, and actually honestly it really doesn't make more sense, it's just going to have to kind of work, I think, as I think the other turnout is going to have to be just beyond this one, which would be the junction going out to Leroy, where they'll technically hop on onto BR&P trackage. So we'll see. I'm not sure if I'm up for doing that. I wish I had time to get it done before the Rochester RPM, because I know we're going to have a lack of junction modules at the RPM. So it would be really nice to have that done, but I'm not sure. Yeah, well, so Josh, the plan is actually that we will be in Mount Morris on the old Denver and Mount Morris trackage. The plan is that GWT, because they nerfed the G&W's ability to expand, ultimately ended up buying the G&W, too many G names, and have the trackage all the way down to Mount Morris. And that's actually where Circa headquarters is going to be, where AMP is in real life. That's what we're going to call Circa headquarters, and have that as the sort of training facility and heavy repair facility, heavy rebuild facility for Circa members to take advantage of. So that's going to be down there, and eventually that'll need to be modeled by somebody in some form. I'm not sure if I'm going to have the capability to do that myself, but we'll see. Oh, is Morris not able to come to Sydney on the first weekend, Brandon? That stinks. Oh, I got to wrap up here, guys. We got Dennis ready and rocking, ready to go. If somebody wants to throw the link for Dennis's stream down in the chat, I'm sure he'd appreciate it. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next episode of Talkin' Trains. And take care, everybody.